Hello there, welcome to Evening Star Tarot. My name is Mandy, and today we're going to be doing a wonderful pick a card reading. And this pick a card reading is going to be about what is my soul's purpose? What is my mission here on this planet, in this personality, in this body? What am I here to ultimately do, to learn, especially at a soul level, and through the conflicts that I am exhibiting or going through on this earth plane. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a couple deep, big breaths in. You're going to meditate. Meditate means you just visualize black clouds leaving your brain and your whole body is being transformed or engulfed in white, pure light. And then when you're in that state of just bliss, you're going to go ahead and you're going to pick one of these 4 cards here. We have from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then after, when you feel right, you'll go down to the description box and you will pick the timestamp that correlates to the deck. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so if you chose deck number 1, this is your reading today. So first and foremost, these are some new cards that I'm working with up here. But what we have here, these cards are going to talk about your path, your soul's mission, what your soul's ultimately trying to have you recognize and realize in this life. That's the ultimate goal, right? Then we have here what currently your soul is trying to get you to understand at this particular point in time. And then here we have what's going on in your life on the earthly realm that clarifies, past, present, and future, and your conflict, and then the overarching energy in terms of what's going on currently in your life. So first and foremost, we're going to get to the meat of it before we start working down. So this card here, 28, this card is talking about your dreams, is talking about intuitive messages coming to you in your dreams, a level of understanding, or things are just basically, when it comes to spirituality, things are starting to like piecemeal in. I feel like you're starting to really recognize that there are things that cannot be explained. And you're starting to see the truth of situations from a very higher vantage point. And I feel like it's starting to come through in the form of dreams. And I'll read to you what it says here. That's number 28. What it says for number 28, dreaming. It says, your dreams are playing a very important part in both your waking life and spiritual development. The answers you seek to your deepest inner questions are being answered. You're receiving messages and advice through the dream time. Take serious note of all your dreams. There is much being given to you from the astral realms. This is also a call to strengthen your intuitive connection through meditation. Take time each day to meditate, as this will aid you in remembering and clarifying your dreams. So basically, like I said, your soul is trying to get you to remember. Like your soul is trying to get you to remember who you truly are in your entirety, and it's popping up in your dream state. In your, and the answers that you have been asking, I feel like you have been curious, you have been inquisitive, you've been thinking outside the box and really figuring out or about what life is in general and asking those types of questions. And you're really at the meat of it, And then here is where it talks about, it's very pretty. This is called The Path of the Soul. And I'll give you a good reading as towards what it is. 41. The Path of the Soul says, this is a complete opening of the heart center. Your will and the divine will are merging. This is the next step to the journey, in the journey to ascension, operating fully from a place of love. Trust each and every step you are guided to take, even if you do not understand it in the moment. Just like I had said, like there's things that are not making sense, but like spiritually, like there are things that are, you're being guided. Like I feel like you have this knowing that there's something higher, a higher power, or something that's not truly like makes sense logically with words, but you just feel it. There may be times that you feel overwhelmed with all you've been given. You are in full flow with intuitive guidance, creative ideas, tasks, and undertakings. You may experience a mix of emotional and physical occurrences, but know that this is a natural part of the process. So you're like going through things that are divinely guided. Perhaps you're taking on a lot of responsibilities. Perhaps you're also, creating a lot in your present moment, because I see here that you have, maybe you have a family, maybe you really do feel complete in your present, and you have a lot of responsibilities, and you're feeling overwhelmed with your responsibilities, but you can see that things were divinely guided. So perhaps you're just seeing that things are, things had happened for a reason, right? And this is evidenced by your soul wanting to show you at this time. Your soul is trying to show you that basically everything is connected. That just as we are connected to our great mother, the universe has birthed us all. So basically everything is infinitely connected. Everything has a reason. Everything has a purpose. Even why we're here on this earth, we're connected to earth. Earth, is a beautiful place. There's more to be there's more to be learned in terms of our connection with earth, with source, just with life in general. There's so much more to learn that we're just on the cusp of it. So if I feel like when I think of, what you are meant to learn, you are at the cusp of it. You are meant to ascend to a point where you're now over that 3D mentality. You're now thinking there's a bigger reasoning behind everything. And then your soul is also tapping into its divine masculine energy, where the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So basically, like your soul at this time is trying to now have you tap into your divine masculine energy rather than your feminine energy, which is, well, it's having you tap into that. The divine feminines also deals with like your intuition and stuff of that nature. But you've always had this inquisitive side to you. But right now, in the present moment, your soul is having you tap into your divine masculine, which is your energy of creation, of putting things into action, putting your ideas into action. But of course, in the future, at a later date, you're going to start to realize that there's meaning in what you have been doing, where your life is at now. And that meaning is to make life as you wish to make it. And that everything is connected. There's a reason why you're here. And you are here to experience and to learn and to become the best version of yourself on an earthly plane and also from a spiritual perspective. The conflict that I see here is that perhaps you have conflicts with, maybe trying to balance relationship with, family life. Maybe there's a choice in whether or not you want to, continue with the relationship. There's some choice in the matter of love that, that's coming at the forefront for you, that's posing to be a conflict. There's also the conflict of basically looking at things from a different perspective. Like you are being called to look at your current circumstances from a higher vantage point. You're being called to look at it from a place of spiritual understanding and to release that which does not fit the current reality, the current ways of being, because it's time for, energetically, it is time for you to ascend. It's time for you to change. It's time for you to get to that point where you no longer are in that 3D reality. And this is clarified by the judgment card. The judgment card is basically saying it's a review. Like, you're looking at where you've been, how things have come to fruition. You're looking at the process or the progress in how far you've come, how things lined up, and it's making you look and question, how does life divinely work? How does life work? And it's making you question the status quo. It's making you think outside the box. So right now it's like you're maybe on the cusp of an awakening, and your dreams are starting to really be loud and send you intuitive hits. But you are definitely on this path of ascending. You're on this path of awakening. And so that's really what's going on in this present moment. It's really what Spirit has for me right now to tell you. But that's your life's purpose. Your soul's purpose is to recognize your power spiritually and to ascend, to expand your consciousness, expand the way that you are looking at things in general. How things are looking now, reality is not what you think it is. There's so much more, so much interconnectedness, so much that we haven't even scratched the surface of. So your mind is begging to be expanded upon. Your mind is begging to figure out what your purpose is. And your purpose here is to begin to see the signs, to begin to see that you are evolving into a spiritual being. And there's more than what meets the eye. Push the boundaries on the constructs in this life. Push those boundaries. And really start to remove the veil over your eyes and see the interconnectedness of everything, as well as your power of manifestation. Your power of manifestation is connected with life itself. So you will definitely you're basically learning the interconnectedness of life through your power of manifestation. You're recognizing the power that you have. By recognizing the power that you have, you are recognizing that you are a spiritual being and that things are divinely placed because, one, you're a spiritual being. You're able to manifest things from a spiritual standpoint, from an energetic standpoint. And two, you are an energetic being. That this life itself is energy. So you're definitely pushing the status quo on how you're looking at life itself. And that is your soul's mission. That is your purpose in this life. It's to ascend. It's to recognize your power as a spiritual and energetic being. And pay attention to your dreams. So, all right. I hope this made sense to you. And if it did, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you liked it, and subscribe if you want some more of my content. And as always, I'm grateful to have you here. Namaste. All right, deck number 2. So if you chose deck number 2, this is your reading today. So these cards up here are representative of what your soul's mission is. These two here. And then this cards here are what your soul is trying to have you learn at this time. What your soul's lesson is trying to show you at this time presently. But these are your soul's mission. And then down here is what you're going through currently, past, present, future, conflict, and then the overarching energy. So off the bat, I want to say, I feel like you are a very loving individual. You want to spread joy and love to others. I feel like there is this sense of self-love and self-care that has to be learned at this time. There has to become a stronger sense of self, like delivering your true authenticity to the world, who you are from a deep level. And that is something that your soul is trying to show you. And when you are who you are authentically, when you show up authentically to the world, that is when you will be able to feel a joy and a delight that is unmatched, and you will want to share that with others. Your life's mission, and this card talks about your heart. It's about navigating, about learning how to basically become your most authentic self and to connect with spirit through your heart space. And that's either by lessons that are occurring in your life that are, heartbreaking, have caused, some strife. That is what the lesson is there. And I'll read you what it says for number 22. It's called Cosmos of the Heart. You're now being called to embark on a new path in your journey. This is an inner path. It's the path of your heart. It is here where you are discovering your greatest strength of all, that deep connection to your higher self and inner guidance. Others may be surprised by your choices. They may even react strongly to them. Do not allow this to stop you. Send those individuals loving energy and continue on letting your heart direct the way. Take note of the synchronistic events occurring around you as life unfolds in its own divine way. So basically, when you choose to follow your heart, when you choose to cater to your heart and pay attention to what you need, I feel like that's when you'll be able to show up authentically for others. That's when you'll be able to, not for others, but just for yourself as well. Because I feel like this, in the past, you've been deceiving yourself as towards what you deserve, what you need. Those around you, maybe you thought were the best for you, but were not. But you just had a veil over your eyes and you didn't want it to believe as true. So now in the present moment, I feel like you've come up out of it. I feel like there was a significant situation where perhaps it had ended, something happened, something, big happened that is now forcing you to focus on yourself and focus on your self-care and how you're catering to you. And I feel like it's sometimes you feel lonely on this path. This card talks about being supported. This is number 44, and I'll read to you what it says. You are surrounded with the loving support of the angelic realm. You play an important role on Earth in uplifting the consciousness of the planet. The angels are here with you to help in every way they can. Remember, you have not been abandoned here. You are not alone on this journey. Your gifts are very special and very needed. These divine beings are here with you to aid you in becoming fully who you are truly meant to be. Now you will see your path opening more than ever before. So basically, like I said, your soul's mission is to authentically show up as yourself in this life unapologetically. That is your soul's mission. You are meant to basically, look at all this yellow energy, by the way. It's beautiful. And it reminds me of the Sun card, which talks about childlike energy, enjoying life and everything that it brings. While you are showing up as yourself and not hiding away. I feel like the moment that after you are recognizing what really fuels you, then you'll be able to find things that ignite you and things you can go after. Because I feel like there's also a sense of like, I don't know much about myself. I'm still learning about myself feeling. That's with this indecision here. There's also this Queen of Cups here that talks about, Queen of Cups is someone who's very like even keel. She knows how to be compassionate. She's calm. She knows how to keep her emotions in check. She's very caring and healed. So there's an aspect of you having difficulty. I feel like there's a sense of going back and forth in terms of conflicts, in terms of situations, not knowing what you want. I feel like there's just something that's going on that you're having trouble dealing with your emotions. Maybe you're having difficult healing. That's another thing that I'm getting. The Page of Wands here is you're also having difficulty getting inspired. Like, that's what I meant here. I feel like you will get inspired when you start to turn towards showing up for yourself authentically rather than acting like you don't have anything wrong, or that it's just never going to get somewhere. Like, you're telling yourself these lies that aren't true. Or maybe you have these past ways of thinking that are not true, that is keeping you from truly taking care of yourself. And your soul really wants you to learn happiness. That's another thing. Your soul wants you to learn what it means to create your own joy. To create your own joy and provide that joy and show others how to generate your own self-made joy rather than depending on whether or not someone's there for you, whether or not you have X, Y, and Z. But as long as you have yourself and you're always showing up in the best way possible for others, you can never lose. That's how you authentically become who you are. That's how you authentically show up, by always recognizing what works for you, right? By recognizing and doing things that will cater to your heart, to your healing, to your self-sustainability. And then because you started to take care of yourself, you start to recognize, oh my God, it feels amazing that I'm here, taking care of me. And I could see that I can actually create the life that I want. So now what am I going to go after? Let's think about some things for me to go after. Ooh, I love doing hair. Ooh, I love running. Ooh, I love doing this. So now let me find ways to achieve this goal, because I really do find that it brings me such a joy. What are you doing to contribute to your self-care, your self-love, so that you can authentically show up in the world as who you ultimately are? This tower moment, it means that things are having your reality is being torn down so that you can create a new perspective in your reality. What is this new perspective going to be? How are you going to rebuild, and how are you going to now look at life in this new perspective? Are you going to look at it in a way that's more hopeful and joyful and free, and that you're so sure and certain within yourself as towards where you're going to go? So there's really that in spirit, and spirit and your angels are supporting you during it. You're not alone. There's a lot of loneliness that I feel, so you're not alone. And I think that also contributes to, let's see, our sense of personal willpower and our contribution to the whole. It's self-identification. This card here, I feel like through the loneliness, you have to find a way to bring yourself joy. Because everyone does go through loneliness and these down emotions, these down energetic feelings. But what are ways that you can uplift yourself? That is what you have to learn. That's your soul's mission. How can you uplift yourself during this time? How can you learn to uplift yourself energetically now? And that's through loving yourself. That's through authentically showing up for yourself. That is the mission for you, deck number 2. That is your mission. If this had resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you liked it. I really hope this resonated with someone. And as always, it's a pleasure to have you here. Take care. All right, deck number 3. So we're just going to go right into it. What we got here we got your life's mission. What is your soul's purpose to learn here on this during this lifetime? We have your current soul's lessons that are presently trying to be understood and incorporated in your mundane earthly realm. We got your your past, present, future, your conflict, and the overarching energy. All right, so This card here, this talks about taking care and nurturing yourself, your health, paying attention to what your body needs. And you can see that's in the shape of the body, but it's really talking about what does your body need? Are you taking care of yourself health-wise? And then this card here, 32, it's talking about nurturing yourself as well. It says, and I'll read to you what this card says, and it correlates with this divine feminine card over here. So it says, this card encompasses all aspects of being divinely nurtured and supported. It calls to allow the full flow of loving energy within you to nurture and support you. This spiraling healing energy is available to you at all times. It surrounds you and embraces you. You are never alone on your journey. You are always supported and cared for. This nurturing feminine energy calls you to her arms. Rest with her for a while. Let her soothe your heart, heal your wounds, and guide you gently and lovingly onto your path. So right now, currently your soul is trying to have you learn how to nurture and care for yourself. Because I don't think that you have been doing that. I feel like you've been neglecting yourself for maybe because of certain obstacles or arguments that you've been having with others. Perhaps you've just been, because here it says here, like commitment. This is committing to self. I feel like this commitment means commitment to self, like your traditions, your values, who you are, your morality. Like this is committing to self, I feel. If you're having conflict with it, it means, I feel like you don't have enough like structure, so to say, as well. You're not have enough structure to show that you're committed to self. Like you need more structure. There's also here that's talking about conflict with others. Like you have to defend yourself. Yeah, disempowered actually. So you're not like you're having like when it's in the conflict, these are supposed to be in the reverse, which means that you're feeling disempowered in some way. Perhaps it's because of disagreements or arguments with others. Perhaps you've been, there's just been things have been going on, tension. Maybe things were said from the past that you're holding on to, like things that people had said to you before that you're holding on to that's causing you to overlook yourself. Maybe you also, I feel like there's also a delay in the fruit of your labor coming to you because you somehow are not believing in yourself. Like you're not believing in the power of manifestation. Like there's something that is cut off. Like there's something that has disempowered you to neglect the power of manifestation and to neglect taking care of yourself. So this card says the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. So you have to believe that you deserve the best, that things will manifest in the best for you. And, you have to also take on more of a soft side, be more receptive to what you need, especially your health needs, and understand that. There's definitely the divine feminine is what is being called to harness in this life. Like that's one of your biggest lessons. And that's your mission, right? That is your soul's mission. Your soul's mission is to learn how to love yourself. How do you learn to take care of yourself, your body, your health? How do you cater and nurture to yourself? And I feel like that's something you really do struggle with. In the past, there was definitely like some soul searching. You were having to set clear boundaries. Maybe in the past you had to try to figure out what it is that works with you or what doesn't work with you, that you had to enlighten yourself. Because I'm seeing here, let's see, soul searching, solitude, truth seeking. And then the present moment here, this is the Page of Pentacles. He's someone who's like young-minded, has ideas, he's ambitious, wants to work on his skills and his development. So you have like, and so this is telling me like you have these desires to develop yourself, to take care of or create more for yourself. Like you have these ideas. You've been soul searching. You've been trying to figure out logically the next steps. But I feel like there's this energy of, like I said, blockages from really manifesting what you desire. And that is because you're not truly catering or nurturing yourself. In the future, this is called accomplishment, completion, integration. Look, unfinished life lesson. So there's like, yes, there's a life lesson that needs to be learned. So I feel like depending on this present moment, you have these ideas and everything. You want these ideas to come to fruition, right? But they're not coming to fruition. And you're like, why aren't these things that I want to develop my life? Why aren't they coming to fruition? I have all of these desires. I have all of these life, like things that I want to accomplish, but I feel like I keep hitting a wall. And it's because you're not taking care of yourself. Like, I feel like the moment that you start tuning into your health, the moment that you start tuning in to what you just like, taking care of you, literally taking care of yourself and recognizing your self-worth and in the truth that you have the power to manifest. Because I feel like there's these negative thoughts that are like hovering around because you're like, maybe because of a past situation or past conflict, something like I said earlier, something happened in the past that is an underlying negative self-talk that keeps repeating over and over again as you try to achieve these things or as you try to put these things into action, right? But like here, this guy, he's not putting things into action yet. He's just thinking about it. Like these are ideas, these are opportunities, these are things that this person wants to manifest, right? But hasn't put it into action yet. There are no next steps. These are just thoughts. And so right now there's blockage on those thoughts. There's nothing that's happening at this present time. And you're feeling like defeated. You're feeling disempowered. And I feel like it's coming again from a place of lack of structure on how you take care of yourself. There's no like definitive structure on, okay, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to achieve it. But I gotta take care of myself first. What am I going to do to take care of myself first? What do I love to do? You need to nurture yourself. You need to heal yourself. You need to recognize how you're talking to yourself. Because then once you start to do those things, you'll begin to feel lighter and you'll begin to believe that you have the power to attract what you so deserve. Just because you were hurt in the past does not mean that you are deserving of anything new and beautiful. Just because someone didn't see your value does not mean that you are not valuable. That is just something I felt like I needed to say and for you to understand, is that in order to really manifest what you want, you need to first cater to yourself. That is the utmost lesson that your life needs to learn. How do you show that you love yourself to you? And what can you do about it? And once you do that, you will have completed your life lesson. And I feel like that's going to be the next stage. So right now you're learning and you're figuring out, you're going to find ways to heal. You're going to find ways to do X, Y, and Z. And then you're going to finally get to that point, but you're not there yet. You're working there, you know? And I feel like this is just something, this reading, if anything, I hope it just raised this idea to you that it's time to nurture you. It's time to take better care of your health so that you can ultimately recognize your worth and recognize that you do have the power to manifest that which you want. Because that is in alignment with who you are and your soul's path. So that's really all I have for you, deck number 3. And if this resonated with you, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and comment below if you liked it. And please subscribe to the to the channel if you want some more of my content. And as always, I'm so grateful to have you here. Peace. All right, deck number 4. So let's just say this deck is definitely deep, like interconnected, deep messages that are, coming through. So if I can put a blank statement, if I can say a statement that describes this reading, is that everything is interconnected and that there's a reason for the madness. Yeah, there's a reason for the madness. So let's start up here. This is what your soul's mission is. Your soul's mission. What is your soul's mission meant to learn? Like, what are you meant to learn in this life, right? And then you have your soul currently trying to teach you at this present moment what it is that you need to learn. What is it that your soul is trying to show you at this present moment? And then we have at the bottom here, we have what's going on in your current life, the earthly realm that you're struggling to deal with. That's contributing to what your lesson is. So first and foremost, this card here, it kind of looks a little bit X-rated, but this card here, it talks about a deep love. Like, this talks about a relationship. And this relationship is a deep one. It's one that sets the tone, the trajectory of your life. Like, this is the type of love that this is. And you're meant to experience this type of love in this lifetime that's meant to shake things up for you. It's meant to make you realize things from the most highest of the highest in, level. And this card here talks about limitlessness, boundlessness, freedom. And I feel like it's connected with this relationship. I feel like it's connected with understanding that there are no bounds. And I think that this is something that frightens you. I think this is something that you're having trouble coming to terms with. But this relationship is making you look at life in a very limitless way. There's pros and cons to it for you. But your soul's mission is to make sure that you recognize this limitlessness. Like, you are meant to make peace with this limitlessness and integrate it into this earthly realm, into this earth body. And that's what your soul is trying to, and you're meant to communicate this information. Like, you're meant to communicate and learn this information so you can share it with others. Like, this is a deep reading, okay? And I only told Spirit, pull out 2 cards, and Spirit said, nah, we pulling out 3, okay? And it correlates with 3 for your conflict as well. So, and this card talks about creation and manifestation and recognizing how quickly manifestation can occur, because I feel like you are a very powerful manifester. Like, you think of something and it happens like the next day. Not just being facetious, but it happens fairly quickly. So you have huge manifestation here. So, like, your current relationship, or maybe you are in a current relationship, but this love relationship is definitely shaking things up for you. And it's helping you recognize and do a whole, like, look at life itself. This card talks about dynamic. This is about harmonizing energies. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. To me, this is the masculine and the feminine energies, which is why I think it's connected to the deep love card. It helps us to put together a reality that's made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. I feel like this deep love, this relationship, is making you realize there are things that you are uncomfortable with. Like, you're having difficulty incorporating and harmonizing these new ideas into your current reality. Like, you have your own reality and perspective and energetic ways of looking at things. But there's also an additional layer to that, that this deep love, this relationship is providing to you. Here we have Cosmic Flower. This talks about the interconnectedness of everything, and recognizing that we all come from source, like we all come from the same place. Everything starts from a thought. We all are all consciousness, and consciousness is thought, energy. So really, like, everything is divinely connected. So this, currently your soul is just trying to have you incorporate and bring to the forefront in your logical earthly realm way of thinking that everything is interconnected. It's time for you to rebalance the energies within you, and that includes with this authority card, because rebalancing the energy within you means like how you're manifesting things. What are your thought patterns? What are you cultivating to create what you ultimately want, because you're a powerful manifester. So you need to have more control and authority over yourself. You need to set intention. And this card talks about intention, receptive, wise, and loving, and understanding of the situation. So here, this is the past, present, and the future. And the past is saying that in the past you have been uncovering, hidden emotions, anxieties, traumas, things that have been hidden in your subconscious are arising, right? And they were arising, and it's shaking you up, right? And now in the present moment, you have this, Four of Wands here. It's you have your family, you have a loving home right now. You feel like you're connected. Like maybe you're in a relationship and, things are going well. You have everything that you want. But your past is, I feel, still weighing on you, because we have here conflicts, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, and the Three of Wands, which is telling me that you are trying to move forward, but you can't, like, because you're holding yourself back out of fear. And this is where the future comes in. This is where the outcomes need to be recognized because of manifestation, right? So you have the Tower card, and then you have this Four of Swords card. Now, if you play your cards right, they won't be this Tower card, which everything will be destroyed. Everything will come down. Either you choose to leave it, the situation, because you can't handle, whatever it is, or you get a new start with this. Whatever this situation is, you reflect, you renew, you meditate, and, even withdraw from, whatever you need to do so that you can heal and move forward and start anew. So there's a couple of options in what you can, or opportunities or outcomes that will arise from how you choose to handle your current conflicts now. Are you going to move forward? Are you going to progress and continue to look towards the expansion? Or are you going to stay dwelling in your deep wounds, in the heartbreak that you're focusing your attention on? Or are you going to focus on growth? Or are you going to focus on expansion? You have to have authority over this. That's what this card is telling you. Your soul is telling you need to learn authority. You need to learn to have power over your circumstances. You have that power. You have that authority, but you have to set the intention. Whatever you think will instantly manifest. You have to balance your energies of masculine and feminine, because you are exerting more masculine energy of control over the situation by overthinking of the situation, because you're fearful of getting hurt, rather than relying on your intuition, which is your feminine, and trusting the divinity of life, trusting your power of manifestation. things will unfold how they naturally will unfold. So the more you hold on tight to something, the more you will inevitably destroy it. You must let it go so that you can create a new foundation set up with new ways of thinking to start anew. You must release and look at things from more of a different perspective, because that's what this dynamic card is talking about. This dynamic card is talking about implementing a new reality or new ways of thinking in with your current ways of thinking and allowing that, to fluctuate. And perhaps this relationship is maybe showing you that there is a lot of openness within this individual. Maybe this person is very open. Maybe this person is limitless and it freaks you out, right? Or maybe you and this person, you multiply very quickly. You create very quickly. And you're able to see the truth and the reality of manifestation when you are with this person. You are also learning the depth of loving an individual as they are. You're learning how to accept an individual as they are. So there's just a lot of lessons all in one that your soul is trying to have you learn at this point in time. And it's all connected with this family life, this relationship, this deep-seated love that you have with this other individual. And you are meant to learn these types of lessons so that you can impart and help and heal others through that as well. So that is just something that I feel like you should know. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say regarding this. I don't think so. But everything is interconnected. You are in the right place at the right time. Let go of that situation or whatever is weighing on you so that you can continue to expand and have this Four of Wands moving forward. And to look at it from the vantage point of, how can I grow from this time? What is my true lesson? And my lesson is to learn how to let go and manifest what I truly desire, and to accept that everything is limitless. Everything, the restrictions that we place on things is not truly there. That is really what Spirit wants you to know, that we all come from a place of limitless and open opportunities, and to put restrictions that are so rough and hard on you and an individual, when an individual is just trying to learn and live this life, it's difficult, and you make it difficult on yourself. So you need to look at things from more of a higher vantage point and understand them as a soul in training, as a soul learning what they need to learn in this life as well. So I hope that resonated with you, and if it did, please give it a thumbs up and comment below if you like this video, and if you want see any more of my content, please subscribe. And as always, I'm very grateful to have you here. Namaste.